is what I'm talking about.
That one looks special.
Time to rock the black jerseys today. That says the tall ones in Chinese, Go Gao Ji. If you want to get your own tall ones jerseys, I will be selling them every quarter. So make sure you sign up for my email list on the website to get your custom tall ones jerseys. And you get to choose your own number. So our breakfast came really late and we're rushing to the convention center because we got a ref first. And we had to run up these stairs in this thin air for sure. I'm feeling it. I'm just out of breath just running some stairs. Welcome to day 2. We had to get the breakfast to go, so I got a wet pork burrito. It's not bad. Just kind of tastes like bacon and tortilla. Not bad, not great, but at least I got my carbs, proteins, and fats.
Welcome to the Indian match of the men's
Donny. Choose any back. Any of your choice. I love you one. Is there a red back? No? Alright. Okay. Okay. Alright, nothing yet, nothing yet. It's always at the end, yeah. Oh. Okay. Alright. Should be after this one.
That one looks special.
Yeah. It's okay. No problem. That's a nice pair. Yeah. No, it's alright, Donny. We appreciate you.
Damn, that was a thriller. I don't expect anything less playing Barry Dines to start a rival, but man, I couldn't move my legs towards the end. I started cramping, and I just didn't sleep well last night, so I think my body's just not feeling it. But towards the end, Grant bailed me out a couple times, but could not move my legs. So But at least tomorrow, get some good rest, hopefully tonight. But man, didn't get a chance to talk much in between matches because just been play, ref, play. But compared to yesterday, I'm really glad that we came through today. Here's a line for the athletic training table. I'm hoping that they'll stretch me out. I'm hoping that if I can get stretched out good, it will minimize some of the cramping stuff for tomorrow. So I'm tempted to order something really heavy like the pizza and pretzels, but we're going out to eat tonight, and I'm trying to make sure I restore my sugars and my vitamins and minerals. Hopefully they'll help me sleep better tonight. Luckily, they got an acai bowl place, and I think this will hit the spot, especially it's hot right now. Look how good this looks. This is really good, way above average. This is really good. It's fresh, it's crunchy, not too sweet.
Man, I am so in the mood for some barbecue. I can smell the smoke right now. Hell yeah. See all that wood over there, and then all the dry rub meats. This is beautiful. I guess that's what the smoker is right there. Just slabs and slabs of meat. Look at that. It's gotta be the brisket. We got the 3 meats and 2 sides. Probably get some pickles and onions to help break through the fattiness. And maybe spice it up a little bit. This is what I'm talking about. We got the brisket, pork ribs, hot links, fried okra, mac and cheese, slice of bread. Alright, we'll try the brisket by itself first. Wow. Actually not too fatty. Very smoky with the sauce. Hot link. It's different. It's got a kick. Got different herbs in it. It's nice. Pork rib. A little bit dry, but probably tastes better with the sauce. Okra. Very crispy. Soft okra in the middle. Mac and cheese. That's okay. A little bit bland. Probably need to put some salt in it, but barbecue's off the hook. Man, that barbecue hit the spot. I think my muscles were twinging, definitely craving some of that protein, and I was surprised to have such good barbecue in Denver. But now, getting ready for bed. A bunch of guys were talking about going out, but I think we're all really tired. We got a big day tomorrow. We qualified for Gold Division. Before I share my thoughts, I wanted to let the cheat code, the official cheat code, share about his experience, his first experience at USA Volleyball, and his thoughts on how today went.
Hey everyone, my name is V, aka Cheat Code. My thoughts on the tournament so far, I think it's very competitive. I didn't think that it was going to be this high level tournament where like every game you have to play for a point. It's a great experience. I think Donny had mentioned that it was like club, USAV nationals, but I never got to experience that. And I think Donny doing this for me is a great experience and definitely a really good first time competing with that high level. Could be any like NCAA. NAIA, VLA, I think it's just great,
And how do you think we did today?
I think we did great today. Compared to yesterday, I think, we were struggling a little bit on our passing and our blocks pressing wise, but I think we did very good, holding our angles on our passes and pressing hard so that our defense in the back could shuffle in between those gaps and hold a good angle so that we could pass. I think we did really good. And our energy from yesterday to today was just really, really good. We changed, and I hope we carry that out through tomorrow for gold as we compete. I'm excited.
Yeah, it'll be good. And where can people find you on social media?
You guys can follow me on Instagram, v.v510, or my second Instagram that's slowly blowing up for my volleyball videos. Probably not volley.
And then TikTok too, right?
TikTok as well. TikTok and my Instagram are a little bit the same. It's v.v510.
Cool. Thanks, V. There you have it. And honestly, the most gratifying win today was beating Dimes. That's our local rival. We play against each other every Thursday, and we played them at their own tournament, the Dimes Invitational. And it's just been a long going battle, and it's just fun to play against friends. And we're very blessed to play against them every week and to push each other. But I gotta say, that win felt really good. So sorry, Dimes, if you guys are watching this, but I wished you guys bad luck before the game, and it actually worked out pretty well. So I'm going to do that again next time I see you guys.
Make sure you save the date for next year's USAV Adult National Championships from May 22nd to the 27th, 2026 in Orlando, Florida. And I'm telling you, it is the best adult volleyball tournament of the year. Make sure you start putting your team together, and I'll see you guys there.
We're going with white for day 3. And I love the fact that we have the 3 colors, green, black, and white. Not only are they the colors of Elevate Yourself, but I don't know, just going with white just feels so fresh, feel pure. Something about white just feels like a little bit more elevated and energetic for me on day 3 when we're generally the most tired. Let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite color. Another thing that goes well with the white jerseys are my trusty white Ghost sleeves, knee sleeves. These have been keeping my knees feeling so good throughout the tournament. They keep me warm. I can dive freely. They protect my knees from scrapes. Make sure you use the discount code and link below to get 15% off your Ghost sleeves.
Welcome to day 3, championship day. that the tournament's over for us, have a chance to check out all the fun stuff. We got a little competition here where I think if you make that setting target, you get a little prize, a mini volleyballs. And I'm really, really excited to check out the USA Volleyball store. All right, I found out what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get the t-shirt because it's got the 2025, gotta remember, keep the memories up. And then this feels really nice. This quarter zip's got the open, but the USA logo volleyball. These are what I'm going with. I changed my mind. This blue color looks really nice. Automatic self-checkout. It says place the items in here. Wow, that's so cool. That's sick. Look at this weather. It's like sprinkling, it's cold. This is what I was actually expecting more from Denver weather. This is the line for the players party. It's always really long to get in. You need your player's bracelet to get in. RV, got the shades.
At the end of each vlog, I like to share my overall reflections of how the tournament went. And this chair is really comfortable. I don't remember the last time I've been able to recline without feeling like I'm falling back, but this feels great. It was really exciting to play in my first open division. I would say the complete open division, because last year there were open level teams, but there wasn't enough to fill out an entire division. So this year it felt really good to have a completely separate AA division, separate open division, and also just been really good to see the USA Adult Nationals grow back to how big it was. And I think in this prime, it was like probably 600 to 700 teams. Hopefully next year it'll be back to that level again. What was extra interesting about this year was the open division also provided cash prizes, as I mentioned earlier in the vlog, which made things a little extra spicy. Now, it didn't feel like people were at each other's throats because of the money. All the competition was actually really friendly, and that's one thing I really appreciate about this tournament is the teams, not a lot of douchebags. The teams were actually working hard to beat each other, but after the game, whether we won or lost, there was definitely a mutual respect and a celebration of just good volleyball play. Every year, I try to add 1 or 2 new techniques that I'm learning as I'm studying international volleyball and trying to evolve with the modern game. And one of the new techniques is throwing off the block, specifically my two-hand throw. So if you guys have been following my social media accounts, I've been working on that in my practice sessions. I feel pretty confident in my hard tool and in my jamming where I kind of push it off the block. But one thing I'm seeing the pros do that I want to start adapting is a two-hand throw, whether I throw it into the block where it kind of waterfalls or I throw it off the edge of the block. So I was super excited to try it out at this level, but I think I tried too hard. I started off with the game throwing it multiple times into the block without much success. And I think I got too zealous and overly excited with trying that, because that put me in a really bad hitting rhythm where I just wasn't hitting well for like the first couple games. And I just had to tell myself after the first match, you just need to start swinging. And I think for me, that helps me get into a better offensive mindset when I just go for it every time and then start to work the block after that. But I need to start aggressively first. So that was a new lesson for me, that it's okay to add that tool, but I still need to lock in an aggressive offensive mindset. The other skill I've been working on is my open platform that was popularized by Dustin Watton. A lot of players have been doing that, but he's the one that's been teaching it and communicating how to do it on social media, which I'm really grateful for, that he's bringing a lot of these pro level techniques accessible to everyday volleyball players like you and me. So I've been working on my scoop, but didn't really get a chance to work on that. I actually didn't feel like I got a lot of defensive opportunities in general. So still thinking about why that is. I would love to hear your input about why you think I didn't get a lot of digging opportunities this tournament. The hitters are definitely better, which is a big contributing factor. But even when the hitters are better, I feel like I can read around the block and read the hitters pretty well. So in Denver, Colorado, we are at a higher elevation, and I had a lot of trouble adjusting to that. I could not track the ball over the 3 days because the ball felt a lot lighter and was not dropping as much as it would in sea level. And the other teams did a great job adapting to it and was eventually able to dial in their hard serve, good serve reception. I felt like the entire tournament, it just kept rising on me. And that was a frustrating point, that I couldn't pass as well as I wanted to, and I couldn't serve as hard as I could. That's why I resorted to a jump float, because I got to a point where I just had to serve in because I couldn't put a lot of pace on my topspin, and I felt like I was costing us too many points on my serving. Ironically, I felt really good about my blocking. I felt like I was jumping better. I've been hitting the weight room hard and back on my jump training program for the last 3 months, so I felt like I was back to having my head, at least like my eyes, above the net, and I've been focusing a lot on my blocking, eye work, and footwork, leaving early, how to pre-position my body to swing block and get into a good position. So I think I got 2 or 3 stuff blocks, and I got a lot of soft blocks in terms of lining up, especially against the outside hitter versus Team NAIA, where we switch blocked me and Jalen, and the setter did the right choice to try to set my hitter because that's a better matchup. But still, I was able to funnel and slow it down. It was funny seeing him get frustrated because I was able to slow the ball down and he was expecting to bounce it over me. And that was a nice haha moment for me. So my body actually just felt really good. I probably could have played for 2 or 3 more days actually. But that's all a result of me pushing really hard in the weight room, dialing in my nutrition. I was 175 pounds with a little bit more muscular frame and feeling pretty dynamic even at the age of 40. In terms of the team, I'm really curious what you guys thought how our team played. My personal opinion is it felt like our team just was out of sync the entire tournament. Even though we played a lot better on day 2 and went undefeated on day 2, it still felt like a struggle to sync up. Like we'd pass well and then maybe we wouldn't connect on the set. Or it would be a great set and we wouldn't connect on the hit. We'd either hit out or into the block, or just very uncharacteristic things. And we're missing a lot of serves, and I do attribute a lot of that to the elevation. Going back to what I said on the very first game of the tournament versus Swede, I knew that the team that was going to adapt to the higher elevation ball movement was going to do the best, and Team NAIA was really smooth and solid on day 2 and especially day 3. They looked like they were in complete control of the ball and wasn't struggling with the ball movement very much. We also struggled to get any middle connection this tournament. We were really out of sync, and we were super excited to have V as part of our team, but him and Donovan were just not connecting, and sometimes that happens. You have 2 great players, and sometimes they just can't connect, and that's just part of it. But it's also tough because they've never played before, and I'm sure if they play together more often, they could build that connection, because they were able to get a couple good sets, over the course of the tournament. But it wasn't just him. We just all kind of fell off. Jalen was still spectacular, but even he didn't feel like he was fully connecting with some of the moments. And him and Donovan have been playing for several years. That was really interesting to see. But at least our team did play well enough to qualify for the Gold Division playoffs, which was a great relief, finishing at least in top 4. Credit to the CSUN guys. Trevor played amazing this tournament. Donovan is always super solid. I'm always impressed with how big Donovan's window is, like his ability to not just reach above the net, but his footwork and his timing. As a receiver, you feel a lot more confident to pass not the best because he's always going to get to the ball, and he never makes you feel bad about a bad pass. I actually felt super guilty making him run around sometimes, but he was always like, hey, don't worry about it. I'll go get it. And so that makes you want to play harder for him. So that's why I love playing with Donovan. And Jalen, man, that guy, for him to hit over a well-formed 6'6", 6'7" double block, it just never ceases to amaze me to watch his athleticism. And he doesn't swing very low often. He keeps the swings really high, and it's always fun playing with him. Our team is excited to make another run for next year at USAV 2026. And I think we're pretty motivated to really dial it in. One thing I didn't feel like we had this tournament is it didn't feel like we had a consistent sense of urgency to play every match like it was our last one. And so hopefully next year we can have a greater sense of urgency from start to finish. One final note that was a very new experience for me was after winning nationals last year, it was a very different feeling coming in as the favorite to win it this year, because we pretty much had almost the same squad and with a few additional players like V and Ethan who played really well. So even though the competition was stronger this year and we still did decently well, like qualifying for gold division, I think we all felt a little bit disappointed with how we played. And I've never experienced that feeling of coming in expecting to win it and then not winning it. Last year, I always come in with no expectations. You know, we're just happy sometimes to make gold and try to make a run into the gold playoffs. But to not have a lot of expectations and to win it, man, that's like a total euphoria. But then coming in expecting to win it and then not winning it, like even if we lost in the finals, I still think it would have been a little bit disappointing because we expected ourselves to win. So that's been like a new emotion that I've been working through, and I'm starting to understand sometimes how hard it is to win things back to back, because one, everyone has a target on your back and they are playing their best game against you. The other aspect is there's a lot more pressure on yourself to win it. Prior to that, the main pressure is just playing well and doing your best. And so figuring out how to play with that sense of freedom while still having a strong expectation to want to win the whole thing is going to be a new mental challenge that I'm going to have to figure out for next year. But this year's Open Division was super fun. It was really cool to see every team beating everyone. Like no one was safe. Just when you think this team is starting to lose to most teams, they end up beating one of the top seeded teams. And just when a top seeded team starts to dominate, they lose to a lower seeded team. So this year's Open Division was really fun, and I'm excited for next year. So make sure you guys sign up for USAV Adult Nationals 2026. Mark down in your calendar May 22nd to 27th, and I'll see you guys next year in Orlando, Florida.